5 free plays for Wednesday coming right up. We've got some day baseball plus game 5 of the NBA's Western Conference Finals. Will the Thunder eliminate the Timberwolves tonight? Most people certainly seem to think so. As for MLB, got a couple sides that I am sure you will hate. Of course, you can always let me know what you think of the Power 5 by commenting down below. Now, if you like what you're hearing, just be sure to smash that like button. I am on an 8-2 all sports run at WagerTalk the last 4 days. Thanks to everyone that joined me for the $5 Tuesday winner on the Pacers. Now 3-0 the last 3 days in the NBA. But we will start today's Power 5 with some soccer. The UEFA Conference League Final between Chelsea and Real Betis. 3 p.m. Eastern. The both teams to score prop has cashed in 11 consecutive Real Betis matches. That is probably why we have seen the market come in hard on both teams to score yes this morning. I'll take things a step further by letting you know that 8 of those last 11 matches involving Real Betis have also gone over 2.5 goals. So my official play for today's UEFA Conference League Final is both teams to score and over 2.5. At DraftKings, you go to game parlays to find that wager. At FanDuel, it's listed under team props. Now to Major League Baseball. I will be at the ballpark today when the Guardians host the Dodgers, a 1:10 Eastern start. If you recall, on yesterday's edition of the Power 5, I told you to take these same 2 teams to go over the total. Today, I'm going to tell you about the under. It's not great weather this afternoon in Cleveland. The Dodgers, who average a full run less per game on the road than they do at home, they might just be looking to get out of town, free swinging on getaway day. The Guardians are going with a bullpen game, so that should keep the Dodgers lineup on its toes. I know Dodger starter Clayton Kershaw is a question mark. However, the Guardians are a bottom 5 team when it comes to runs per game at home. I think with the threat of rain, everyone's just going to want to get this game in and over with. Low-scoring affair. You know my reputation when I'm in the building with unders, so we are going under 9 in that one. Told you I had a couple sides you would hate today in Major League Baseball, and White Sox plus 1.5 against the Mets is definitely one of them. Feel free to go ahead, yell at me down in the comments section. I'm a big boy, I could take it, but I don't see a big difference between the 2 starters in this game, Shane Smith of the White Sox and Griffin Canning of the Mets, other than the fact the White Sox are 1-9 when Smith pitches and the Mets are 8-2 when Canning pitches. But those records are highly misleading. Let's go under the hood, so to speak, and you'll find Smith has the better ERA. He has the better whip. The Mets bullpen, as I've talked about before, not as strong as it was in the early part of the season due to injuries. The White Sox obviously need all help they can get. I recognize this, so let's take the plus 1.5. They're guaranteed to get all 9 at-bats. Another 1:10 Eastern game there. Royals minus 105 versus the Reds. Full disclosure, I released the Royals as a client play last night. They simply did not get the job done, as Red starter Brady Singer was way better than I anticipated. A Royals lineup that is dead last in MLB when it comes to scoring runs at home remains a concern, especially against Hunter Green, who will be making a second start since returning from the IL. But after being underdogs the first 2 games of this series, the Reds are now favored. I think that's opened up some value to come back and take Kansas City to avoid the sweep. Noah Cameron, starting for KC tonight, is a lefty. Not only are the Reds bottom 5 in batting average against lefties, but in 2 starts so far, Cameron has allowed just 2 runs. That's in 12-plus innings pitched. So take the Royals, 7:40 Eastern. We close with the NBA as the Thunder look to close out the Timberwolves, OKC, an 8.5-point favorite at home for Game 5. Total sitting at 220.5. We had a very high-scoring Game 4, obviously. SGA has had the most assists of any player on either team in every game this series. Let's bet on him to make it 5 straight. SGA to have the most assists in tonight's game. Currently only minus 125 at DraftKings. I think that's a good price. Look for him to have another big night distributing the basketball. Recap time here. Your Wednesday Power 5 goes like this. Chelsea, Real Betis, UEFA Conference League Final. Both teams to score and over 2.5. Just to clarify, both teams will need to score and will need at least 3 total goals to win that bet. I think it happens. Major League Baseball. I like Guardians, Dodgers under 9. I like White Sox plus 1.5 against the Mets. And I like Royals minus 105 against the Reds. What an ugly slate that is, but I think it's going to get it done. And then in the NBA, SGA to have the most assists in the game of either team, minus 125 at DraftKings. Again, go ahead, comment down below with your thoughts, then head on over to wt.buzz/BP. Like I said earlier, it's an 8-2 run with premium plays the last 4 days here at WagerTalk. After 4 straight winning months to open 2025, I'm determined to close May with a flourish. If you already haven't done so, click subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with another edition of the Power 5. So until then, let's cash some tickets.